Hello everyone and welcome back to A Purposeful Pursuit. I'm Crystal and I'm excited because today I'm going to be talking about some things that you need to unlearn that you may have learned in the dating world, especially in the Christian community. I need to knock this stuff out the box. It needs to be said because it just has to be said. And if no one else is going to say it, I'm going to say it because y'all can always come to me for truth. So let's go ahead, let's not delay, and let's jump into today's video. So the first thing that you need to unlearn is that celibacy will guarantee that you get a husband. No, it does not work that way. I'm not knocking a celibate lifestyle. I believe in a celibate lifestyle for reasons that I have given in another video where I talk about my personal celibacy journey. But listen, you being celibate, you deciding not to have sex until marriage, it's a great commendable thing if you're doing it for the right reasons. But that does not guarantee that you are going to get a husband. Just because if you have sex with somebody, that does not guarantee that they will become your husband. We have to stop overemphasizing how having sex or not having sex leads to whether or not you will end up with a husband. The two, it's not like one for one. It's really not. So unlearn that. Unlearn it. Make the decision that you want to make for the right decision concerning what you're doing. But don't think just because you're celibate, you're definitely going to get a husband. And don't think just because you have sex with somebody that you're going to get to marry them. Or think that because you had sex with somebody, now you no longer get to have a husband. That's not true. I dispelled that myth personally. I had a past. I lived my past, but God still blessed your girl with a good one. So on to number two. Number two, you think if I'm not married, it's because God is still working on me. Maybe he's working on you, but maybe you're just fine. Maybe you're just really picky. Like, we have to stop thinking that the reason that we're not married yet is because something is wrong with us, or there's just these things in our life that we just have to get right before we're able to get married. That's really not true. There are a lot of great things that you can do during your single experience to make sure that you are happy, healthy, and whole when you come into a marriage. However, we all know people that are married that got a lot going on, and it's like, well, what's really going on? And that's because you could be all kinds of a mess and still get married. That's the truth of the matter. Is it the best way to get married? I would say no. It's good to be a happy, healthy, whole person before you into a marriage. But stop telling yourself, oh, I don't have somebody because I need to work on this. It must be because of this. Don't feed yourself these excuses. Open yourself up to opportunities, because that's not a thing. And that's just the truth. Number three, I don't need a husband if I have God. Now listen, I love God. He's number one, first and foremost in my life. All of that. But listen here, if you don't desire a husband, that is 100% fine. And it's fine even if you're in a particular season where you don't desire a husband. I did not always desire a husband. I did not. There was a season in time where I was single and I was loving it and I didn't want no type of attachments. But when I desired a husband, and God is God. God is great. God is amazing. But there are some physical things in this here physical realm that God can't do, that you're going to need a man to take care of. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that. But all I'm saying is stop saying that. Like, stop trying to say that you don't need a husband because you have God. You may not want a husband right now, which again, 100% fine, but stop trying to equate it to being the same thing, because sometimes you say it to the point where it becomes a deterrent to people that might be looking at you and checking for you, and you don't even realize it because you're so steady saying what you're saying that then they looking at you like, oh man, like I really might want to approach this person, but you're always talking about, I don't need a man because I got God. I don't need no husband, I got God. So they're like, well, let me back off then. Like, she's got everything she wants. Far be it for me to come in and intrude on that situation. So all I'm saying is, if you don't desire a husband right now, that's 100% fine. Say that, run it. But if you know you desire a husband, don't say God is enough of a husband that you don't need one, because again, There's different stuff. There's different stuff that goes on and happens when you have a husband. So enough about that. On to the next one. Number 4, the one. Not a thing. Not a thing. So, and I'm gonna explain this. So I know sometimes people are like, oh, you know, you want to marry the one person on the planet that God has for you because there's only one person. I don't believe there is only one person on the planet that God has for you. And let me tell you why. Because we would have been messed that up a long time ago. Let's say Jill is supposed to marry Jack, but instead Jill marries Sam. Will Jack supposed to be single for the whole rest of his life now because Jill didn't listen? No, that doesn't make sense. Jack's probably going to go marry Becky or, you know, Tanisha or somebody else. Either way, I'm 100% sure we screwed that one thing up a long time ago, if it would have even been a thing. I believe that there are different options that God will present, knowing what you like, knowing what he's calling you to do in the earth, knowing what your purpose is. There are different options he will present for suitable matches for the person that you are destined to be in the earth. And you use your free will and decide what you want to do with that. But to think there's only one person, so are you committing to a life of singleness for the rest of your life if your one person marries somebody else? Like, it just doesn't seem like God would make you go through that. Why would he give you a desire for marriage if he know your one person already messed this up a long time ago? Like, yeah. So anyways, the one, not a thing. Unlearn it. On to the next. So this one is big for me. Number 5, you don't have to be in your marriage if you are living the will of God for your life. I don't subscribe to that. I feel like you should be happy. Yes, I believe marriage is for growth. I believe marriage is for development. I believe your spouse will be like that iron sharpening iron. It will be a lot of growth and it will be amazing. It really will be. And it'll be challenging. But I don't think you should just have to have an unhappy marriage. I believe the Bible said, I wish above all things that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. How can my soul prosper if I'm depressed, if I'm sad, if I'm upset, if I'm just in this awful situation all the time where I can't even focus on my purpose or my destiny because I'm always so sad because I'm always dealing with this other person? Like, no, I do believe that marriage should be one of the ways that God brings happiness into your life. I don't think he's calling you to live a miserable life with someone. I just don't subscribe to it. I don't believe it. I don't. Again, there might be challenges. There might be situations that come up. That's a thing. That's a thing in life with people that you just friends with on a platonic level. So it's going to happen on a romantic level. But at the same time, there should be happiness in your marriage. There should be happiness there. So I don't subscribe to that. If you're dating somebody and you're not even happy and you're like, but you know, I think they'll be good for my purpose, so this must be the person. No, just, it should be two. You should be able to live out your purpose and you should be happy. It should be the two. So that's what I said. I said what I said and I meant it. And number 6, this is a little baby bonus one. We need to unlearn weaponizing people's vulnerabilities. And I know this isn't necessarily like a specific dating thing, but I believe that this is something that somehow we've learned in church or in a church community, just how to be so judgmental of people's level of Christianity, their level of salvation, their level of growth with God. Like, it's always looking at this level, like, where are you? How are you? What's going on? And so from there, I think it stems this judgmentalism. I don't know if that's a word, but this judgmentalism where people are then looking at everyone's flaws and things and they're judging people so harshly. And they wouldn't say it that way, but that their pickiness is just really shining through with some of these judgmentalisms. And so I just think that we have to learn how to unweaponize people's vulnerability, because we'll meet people, we'll be getting to know them, and well, not we, you know, single people. Meet people, get to know them, and then when they start being vulnerable, open up and about some of their flaws or things that have happened in their past or decisions that they make or whatever, you start to judge these people based on just those things, on those bad things, and you start to let that overcloud everything else, and you're weaponizing their vulnerability and using it against them in the worst way. Sometimes you get in an argument, you throw it at them. Sometimes you like, oh, okay, I'm out. I can't deal with you, as if you have no flaws. But we have to stop weaponizing people's vulnerability when they share those things that, you know, are bits and pieces of flaws in their life. Maybe everybody's not going to fit everybody, but I'm just saying, be more conscious of it. Like, unlearn that being your first thing to figure out how to judge this person. So anyways, I just wanted to come to y'all with a little bit of truth today, because, you know, I'm here for the truth. Now, there are definitely some other things that you need to unlearn. I could do a part 2 of this video if you want, but I feel like these 6 things that I mentioned are definitely stumbling blocks for singles when it comes to meeting the one for them, or even being frustrated in the process of waiting to meet the one that's for them, because they think this person did this and I didn't do this, so why do they have somebody and I don't have somebody? Like, just looking everywhere else trying to figure things out, and that's just not how it works. It's just not how it works. So yeah, if you like to get truth, real, down to earth videos about relationships, this singleness experience on your journey to marriage, making sure you have a purposeful pursuit. Ow. Okay, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Join this A Purposeful Pursuit community. And if you did not know, my husband and I, we met, got engaged, and married all in 9 months, and I talk about that testimony here on the channel. So make sure you check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. And until next time,